decided to throw a bale out. The last 2 times, the only 2 times I've been down here with a bedding bale, they have shown 0 interest in eating that ryegrass bedding. So that was a good indicator to me that they weren't dying for food. Honestly, there's a pretty good amount of stuff still for them to eat, but I just brought down a fresh bedding bale. We've got some weather coming in the next couple days. A lot of cold, some rain, some freezing rain, some snow, some sleet for a few days. I brought down that bedding bale. As soon as I started flaking off, pulling off some of that ryegrass out of that bale, everyone stood in that shed over there and started eating on it. So rumens are full. They weren't noisy when they saw me. So I still think they're doing good, and I think they still had plenty to eat in this pasture. You know, my goal, it's December 12th today. My bare minimum goal is always December 15th. My ultimate goal is always January 1. But I've got the hay, and like I said in one of my previous videos, the last thing you want is to start drawing condition off these girls going into winter. And my biggest concern with the thaw coming and the rain and the snow is that they are going to be standing around this bale ring when the ground starts softening up, and they really are going to do some damage to the pasture. I'll kind of show you what it's looking like in here. This stuff is tough to flake out, as you can see. I lost a big old chunk trying to pull it out of here, but it's actually doing pretty good. You know, it's warm. Like I said, this is only the 3rd time that I brought that bale down and you know, stripped a bunch of it off. But I probably have another 2 times of stripping that bale down to fill up this shed before I blow through my first bale. So we'll see. It also hasn't been a crazy bad winter yet. They've been spending time in here just at night, but the temperatures have been, for the most part, pretty decent, pretty mild. Very little precipitation, especially in the form of like rain or freezing rain. So once we start getting that stuff, they could be spending a lot more time in there, and they could be blowing through that stuff pretty quickly. First bale of the year happening already. Oh my gosh, it's muddy. Midwestern winters. Golly. Why do the cows keep doing this? Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I trust the Ranger, but I don't want to get it that muddy. Guess that means we're gonna go the normal way, and the cows are gonna be a pain in the butt. Yeah. I hear ya. Too wet. Hello, kids. Carrying it in the old-fashioned way. It is dude, I'm gonna have to lose my sweatshirt. It's it's hot. It's 50 dang degrees outside, and it's December 28th. That's crazy. I wouldn't say that, you know, above freezing temperature is rare for us anymore here in central Iowa in December, but 50, dude. Especially because in the beginning of this video, you saw I was feeding round bales. Man, they made a mess around that bale ring. This is where I fed that round bale, and everything that was left over that they didn't eat, I actually kind of spread it out so you can't see the pasture destruction as well. But man, they really mucked it up. That bale ring was sitting right here, and there was just a perfect circle. I got lucky. It wasn't horrible damage, but I definitely should have been doing what I'm doing now, and that's feeding small squares right from the beginning. But normally I'm feeding these small squares in March and April when the snow's melting and the thaw's coming out of the ground. Same thing. I don't want this herd standing around a bale ring feeder for a week. So I throw out small squares throughout the pasture and kind of spread out their imprint on the pasture. But yeah, with that moisture we had, we did go through a couple weeks of a real deep freeze. So we did have frost coming out of the ground. That didn't help. Looking ahead, we have some rain/snow coming in a day. So that's going to be awesome. And then after that, it's supposed to get back to freezing temperatures during the daytime, but we'll see. No real update to talk about. The two bull calves, 224 and 324, I think he's down there. They got clipped, so I hauled them off to the vet, got that taken care of, just the old-fashioned castration, no bands or anything like that. I did talk to him about banding any bull calves next year at birth. I think that's going to be the direction that I go. Other than that, unfortunately, I think I had one of my heifers spontaneously abort or lose a pregnancy. There was no, we're not far enough along. There was no fetal expulsion or anything like that. I can't be certain because I don't preg check, or I elected not to preg check this year at least. And I really thought that she was pregnant. I didn't see any signs of her. Let's see if I can find her. You guys can see who I'm talking about. She was a 22 right here. Saw zero signs that she, was open after her one breeding attempt. And I'm pretty confident in my ability to, I spend enough time with these animals, I'm pretty confident in my ability to figure out when someone's in heat, especially because it's quite obvious that I have a handful of girls in heat every 20 days anyway, because I've got, the number one cow, she did not conceive this year, so she's always coming into heat. I've got yearling heifers because everything doesn't get bred until they're 2 years old. So my ability to detect heat has gotten pretty good. She gave me no indication that she was open. And then 2 cycles ago, so 40 days ago, I noticed her acting like she was in heat. I was kind of hoping and praying that maybe it was some of those mid-gestation hormones, which if you don't know, cows can throw false heats essentially mid-gestation in particular, as they kind of start to get some increased hormones because they are growing that calf inside of them. They will act like they're in heat. Other animals will follow them around and try and mount them like they're in heat. But it is a small percentage of animals that actually do that false heat. But I was hoping that that's what it was. So I waited another 20 days and dang near on the dot, she came back into heat 20 days later and was giving me all the signs. So I'm not sure what happened. I'd really like to know what made her spontaneously abort and lose that pregnancy. Otherwise, everyone's doing good. They're enjoying the mild weather. They're not sleeping in that shed or anything. So my bedding bales, that's the only good thing about this weather, is my bedding bales have been lasting a long time, and I'm definitely going to make it through the winter. I think with the bedding bales I got, knock on wood, who knows, we could get January 1 could bring in some extreme temperatures and extreme weather. We'll see. So you never know in Iowa. But that's it, guys. Just a nice quick little update video. Questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, you know the drill, leave them down below. Find the ranch on Instagram. It's at WR_ranch. And stay tuned for the release of the website. I'll have some animals up for sale on there, as well as kind of some more information about how we operate out here. Thanks, guys.